I have already told you what we're going to do today. So on Telegram. So today we have a topic, and we're going to write an essay, okay, about this topic. So I will show you the steps that you need to go through tomorrow if you're sitting for the test, because there are some students who are confused. Uh, I don't know why they are confused. So maybe when we do this, so everything will be clear. Now, this is the topic. So is there anyone who would volunteer to read it? Anyone to read the topic?
Electric cars are becoming more and more popular,
Okay.
and they
And they
seem to be the future of the
automotive industry. Okay.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of electric cars? What do
Okay.
you consider owning an electric car? Why, or why not?
Okay, very good. Now, this is the topic. Thanks for reading. Now, electric cars are becoming more and more popular, and they seem to be the future of the automotive industry. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages of e-cars? I will mute this. I don't know. I will mute you guys. If you want to talk, you simply unmute yourself. Okay. Now, here we have two questions to answer. So, what are the advantages and disadvantages of e-cars? And would you consider, this is a question that you need to answer, would you consider owning an electric car? Why or why not? You need to give some reasons. Okay. How many questions do you have to answer in this essay? How many questions?
Two.
Very good.
Three.
Yeah, two questions. So I need to mention or to list the advantages and disadvantages. That's number one. And number two, I need to say whether I consider, for example, whether I'm for buying an electric car or not, and I need to give some reasons. Now, these are the questions that you need to answer throughout your essay. As I told you before, the most important part of the essay is the introduction. And if your introduction are well organized, so because these are the ideas that you will go about developing in the body paragraphs, in the two main body paragraphs. And I think you need to come up with 200 to 250 and to 250 words. If you go beyond that, so I mean, the 300, no problem. Okay. But the most important thing is that you need to go through, the writing process, okay, step by step, in order to come up with a successful essay. Now, first of all, I need to analyze the writing prompt. I asked you, so you need to spend some time reading the prompt, try to understand it, because you're going to write about it. And if you write off point, you will have a very low score. Now, what is the topic about? The topic.
Electric cars.
Electric cars.
Excellent. Okay. Now, here, electric cars. So probably I will repeat this word a lot of times, right? Maybe I will repeat it quite a few times. And I told you that it's not to repeat the same word over and over again. Okay. Now, do you know any other words for, now this is the topic. So I will write topic, and that's what you need to do, guys. So topic, electric cars, or I will call them e-cars. Okay. Now we have electric cars, we have e-cars. Do you know any other word for electric cars? Any other word?
Maybe eco-friendly car.
Eco-friendly.
Smart car.
Yes. Okay. Now eco-friendly. Yeah, we call them green cars. We can call them green cars. Okay. And
Environmentally cars.
environmentally friendly cars. Yeah. Okay. We can call them EVs. Okay. So which means electric vehicle. Okay. So we can call them EVs. Okay. And these cars, they are okay. They work on what? On electricity, right? Not on diesel power. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Fossil-free cars.
Okay, fossil-free cars. Okay, we can call them battery-powered cars. Okay, we can call them battery-powered cars. We can call them plug-in cars. Plug-in. I thought people in the UAE are familiar with, these names. Okay, anyways. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's enough. And then we have electric cars. Okay, that's enough. Now, if you, vary your vocab, the examiner will see that you are someone, okay, so who has a large repertoire of vocabulary and you don't have a problem. Okay, now this is number one. Now this is the topic is about electric cars. Now, what does the writer say about the topic? Here, look at the first one. I mean, the statement. What does he say about the topic? He said two things. What are they?
The green cars are becoming like famous.
Yeah, famous. Okay, so they are gaining fame or they are gaining popularity. Mumtaz. And now this refers to electric cars. They seem to be the future of the automotive industry. Okay, the future lies in them. Okay, Mumtaz. Now this is the statement. Okay, now analyzing the prompt, this is the first thing you need to do. Well, I will read the prompt. I will try to understand it. So it's about electric vehicles. Okay, what other words can I use instead of electric cars to avoid repetition? That's cool. I need to understand the statement. Well, he said that the statement says that while they are becoming more and more popular, okay, they are gaining popularity. Okay, so these are the things that you can say. Okay, or for example, they are experiencing what you call a surge. If you want to use really high level words, now it's a rise or a surge. We can say a surge in demand. So people are buying them. Or we can say, for example, they enjoy widespread acceptance. Now people accept them. Now you need to vary your language, but you still have to keep the same idea. Okay, the same idea should be there. Okay, now this is number one. And here I have two questions to answer. What are the advantages? So I need to talk about the advantages. And I told you guys, when you have these types of questions, okay, so try to think in simple terms. Do not overthink the question. Any two advantages you come up with, they are okay. So there is nothing in the rubric that, asks students to come up with original or innovative ideas. No. So try to think in simple terms and only choose the things that you can talk about. Now, there are hundreds of advantages, okay, but I will only talk about the things that I know. So two advantages here, very simple, and two disadvantages of e-cars. That's what I need to come up with. And so after you brainstorm two specific advantages and two specific disadvantages, okay, so you will say whether you consider owning an electric car or not. And this is what you need to do in the task. Okay. Now, the second step, what do I need to? Yes.
Would you consider owning an electric car in the conclusion or in one like body?
No, I will talk about this. Okay, so here we are just analyzing the prompt. Okay, so then we will decide on the structure. And I would like to take you, through all the steps together. So the first thing I need to do is to understand the writing prompt. Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, because if you write something which is a point, I said your score will get lower. Don't do this. So first of all, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, but where we will see where we can do these things. Okay, good. Now, step number two. Now, what do you need to do? You need to plan, okay? Plan. That's very important. So I need to write what? What do you need to write? How many sections should you have in your essay? How many sections?
2,
3, 4.
4 or 3?
4.
My goodness, there are only 3 essays. There are only three. Who told you four? I've never talked about this.
Advantage, disadvantage,
No,
and
no,
my
no, no,
opinion.
no.
You
My
mean the
question.
baby and the introduction and the conclusion.
My goodness. My question
Yeah,
is.
introduction, body,
Yes,
conclusion.
excellent. So these are the. My question was about the sections, not about paragraphs. I said, how many sections should you have in your essay? We should have 3 sections only. Okay. Now, introduction. That's number 1. And then number 2, I need to have body. Okay, cool. And the last one, conclusion. Okay, now these
Conclusion.
they should be, these are the parts of my essay. Okay, now because here we are planning, so and it shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes, guys, no more than this. But if you stick to this plan, you will come up with a coherent or decent essay. Now, introduction. What do I need to write in my introduction? 2 things. Number 1, what is it?
Paraphrase.
Paraphrase the statement.
No,
Answer the question.
Answering the question.
Yes, so here I need to paraphrase the statement. Okay, and number 2, I need to answer the question.
Answer the question.
Yeah, so answer the question. Very good. Now, if you know these things, okay, things will be very clear, guys. So answer the question. Okay, good. Do we have to include a general statement?
No.
No general statement. Okay, no background statement. Don't do these things. Okay, they will not serve you any purpose. Okay, now in the body, here, this is number 2. What am I going to do in the body?
Write the topic, explain, example.
No, look to here. What are
advantage paragraph,
excellent.
disadvantage paragraph, and my opinion paragraph.
No, okay, wait. Okay, so here we need 1 paragraph about the advantages. Okay. Yes, and I need another one about the disadvantages.
And we need topic sentence.
Okay, so yeah, okay, we will talk about the topic sentence later on. Okay, so here we need 1 paragraph about the advantages and 1 paragraph about the disadvantages. Now, there is no thing like 1 paragraph about the opinion. No, you should never do this. Is it clear?
Repeat, teacher.
No. I said for the opinion, you should not write 1 paragraph about your opinion. Never.
I included within the advantage or disadvantage, right?
Your opinion, it should be reflected throughout the essay. Now, in the introduction, I will mention my opinion. And in the advantages, I will mention my opinion. And then in the disadvantages, I will mention my opinion. And in the conclusion, I will mention it. I will show you how to do this. But you should never write a separate paragraph about your opinion. Is it clear?
مستر ليش يعني؟
Oh, this is the way it goes. There is nothing like.
لازم يعني
Come again.
لازم نذكر الأوبينيون في كل
Yes,
بعدين
this is what you need to do. Okay, so in the introduction, your opinion should be there. In the body here, so there are hints. We call them hints, isharat. Okay, and in the conclusion, you have to restate your opinion a second time. Okay? Is it okay?
An introduction. Opinion.
Listen. Do not ask me personal questions. Okay? So just stick to what I tell you. And then when we finish the essay, you can ask any questions. We can never write a separate paragraph with your opinion. This is wrong. We never do this, things this way. Never. I said your introduction should be introduced because it is part of the question. You have to answer this question. Would you consider owning an electric car? You should say yes, or no. And you will tell me why. Here, when you write the body, there are hints, okay, so of your, what you call opinion. So we will inject them here in the advantages and disadvantages. And in the conclusion, you have to reinstate your opinion. In a way, your opinion will be throughout the essay, in the introduction, in the body, in the conclusion. It should be there. You don't know how to do it? I will show you. It's very, very easy. It's super easy. But do not give me a hard time by asking me questions that are wrong. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, here in the introduction, so I need to do two things. So paraphrase the statement, answering the question. Now, what does this mean, answering the question? So I'll be very specific. So number one, I will mention, so I will mention two advantages only, no more than this. And I will mention two disadvantages. Okay, and the last one, I will indicate my opinion. So this is what you need to do, indicate my opinion. Okay. Now, is this clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
now we paraphrase the statement. Number two, we answer the questions. We need answer here. Okay, and so what questions should I answer? So three of them. I need to mention two advantages, no more than this, because you are asked to produce a 250 essay. So if you include three, for example, you will exceed maybe 500. Okay, and this is what we don't like to do. Now here, two disadvantages, and I need to indicate my opinion. My opinion should be very clear. Now, in the body paragraph, I will talk about the advantages. I will talk about two advantages. Okay, two advantages. Okay, we will talk about them. We will talk about them. Now, what advantages? Because this is what you call the planning phase. Now, what advantages can you think of when it comes to electric cars? What are the advantages? Give me very simple advantages. I will not write complicated advantages. Very simple. Now, can you...
Environmentally friendly. Environment friendly.
Okay, very good. Now, this is number one, for example. Well, I will say, well, it's environmentally friendly, and I can talk about this. Okay, I will write number one, environmentally friendly. Okay, now this is very simple. You can talk about them. Environmentally friendly. So, for example, if you say environmentally friendly, what should you include? What ideas will you include?
Reduce the amount of CO2 in the air, for
Or
example.
global warming.
Yeah, okay, so we can think of, for example, green gases, so that we not pollute the environment.
Greenhouse gas.
Yeah, so green gases, for example, it will be reduced, or they reduce only a small amount of green gases. Well, we're going to talk about this, okay? And why is this good? Why is this good? If they produce, for example, an insignificant amount of a green gas, so why is this good?
For plants, animals.
Yeah, so in general, we will have what?
Reduce the air pollution.
Yes, so we will have what kind of environment will we have?
Healthy environment.
Yeah, excellent. So we will have a healthy environment. Okay, now this is what you call the effect. Now we will talk about, okay, so these vehicles, so they emit.
هذا effect هذا.
Are you the same students who is always asking me questions? What do you mean by effect? I'm talking, okay, I said we need to think in simple terms, in very simple terms. Do not complicate things. This is why students cannot write, because they complicate things. Now, environmentally friendly, why? Because they produce insignificant green gases. I ask the question, why is this good? Well, because it will foster a healthy environment. This is very easy. Any student can talk about these things. Do not overcomplicate things. If you want in terms, well, this is what you call the cause, and this is the effect, natija. And you are not going to write in your exam paper effect. Do not write it. These are my questions so that I can guide you, so that I can help you think clearly. This is the problem. You do not think clearly, guys. Think in simple terms. This is what I am doing. Try to be very simple in your thinking. Do not complicate things. I will write one sentence about this one, another sentence about this one, and a third sentence about this one, and that's it. That's it. No more than this. You do not need anything more than this. The most important thing is that when you plan, your essay will be clear. And when the examiner reads what you have written, they will understand what you're talking about. Okay. Now, this is one advantages. It's environmentally friendly. They are environmentally friendly. Okay. I would like you to give me another advantage, because we need to come up with two advantages. Yeah, they save money. Did you say save money?
Cost effective.
They are cost effective. Very good. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, they are cost effective, especially when you do what? What do you mean by cost effective?
Charge.
No
Cheap
need for gas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yes, okay. Cheaper fuel. Okay, so we can say here, for example, we can say lower refueling costs. Okay. Now, for example, you don't have to pay a lot when you refuel the car with electricity. Okay. Now, these are very easy. Now, we ask questions. These are called major ideas. These are my big ideas. Okay. Now, what do I need to do? I need to, brainstorm some ideas that will help me clarify or, explain this idea. Now, why is this good? Why is it a good thing to have a car, for example, which doesn't cost you a lot of money when you refuel it? Why?
We can save money.
You can save money. Okay, Mumtaz. Okay, you can, for example, here I can save money. Okay, I can write one sentence about this. This is very easy. Okay, is there any other advantage?
Yes, it is also do not produce carbon dioxide.
No, here we're talking about the cost. Here we don't care about the dioxide and we don't care about these things. So here we're talking about the cost of refueling the car. It is very cheap, very cheap. Okay, so here we save money. Well, that's an advantage. Is there any other advantage?
So it will save time because you don't have to go gas station.
But here there is a problem. If you are refueling, an electric car, it will take you a lot of time. So maybe 30 minutes or maybe more. Okay. Now here, this will be a disadvantage. Okay, no problem. So we're going to keep this one, and then we're going to think later on about other, for example, other things that we need to include. Okay, now think of the disadvantage.
Save money for a service.
Yes, okay, you save, but here we're talking about refueling, guys, only about refueling. And this is why I told you, when you think of ideas, now, if you say, for example, for maintenance and blah, 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 we're not talking about this. We're talking about the cost of fuel. It's very cheap, okay? You should never add an idea that doesn't highlight this. So here, when we said environmentally friendly, well, we talked about, so for example, the reduced emission of green gases. Well, that's good. Why is this good? Well, we will have a healthy environment. Okay, great. And we thought of the lower cost of refueling. Okay, why is this good? Well, you save money. Okay, this is fine. We can keep it here, but later on we can brainstorm more ideas. Now, what are the disadvantages of having, for example, or of buying an e-car? What are the disadvantages?
It's more expensive than normal cars.
So it takes too much time to charge.
Not available everywhere if you wanna power.
Okay, I like the idea of the student who said, well, they take longer charging times. Well, this is a disadvantage, longer charging times. Okay, can you think of any other disadvantage?
Expensive, costly.
Okay.
Guys, are they cheap when you buy them?
No, but
No.
also so we cannot go like a long distance with them because of the charge.
Yeah. Okay. So I think they can go up to 400 kilometers. Well, that's an advantage. That's an advantage.
It is not available in many countries.
Not available in many countries. Okay, but are they cheap? I'd like you to brainstorm some, very easy ideas.
They are costly.
Yeah, okay, they are expensive to buy. Expensive to buy. Okay, now this is an advantage. This is a disadvantage. Okay, so guys, what I would like you to do, guys. Okay, so when you think this is your problem, and this is why you cannot write. When you think, try to brainstorm very specific example, very specific ideas, okay? Ideas that you can develop. Now, if you tell me, well, they are not available in many countries, well, this is not my issue. I live in the UAE and they are available. But there is one problem. They are costly. They are very expensive, okay? And not everyone can get, for example, an e-car, okay? And one more thing. So if, for example, the car runs out of charge, so you have to recharge it, and you may wait, or maybe there's a queue, or you may charge it at home. Okay, so but it takes a long time. Okay, now this is the process. Okay, good. Now, for example, here, if we want to generate more specific examples so that we can highlight this idea, we will highlight it. Now here, what is the problem if they take longer charging time?
Waste time?
Yeah, you waste time. Okay, very good. So you waste time. And for example, if you
يعني الكار ما بتكون
yes, one at a time so that I can hear you guys.
يعني السيارة ما بتكون available 24 hours.
Yeah, the car is not available 24 hours. Very good. Okay. شايفين؟ هتفكروا كويس. This is what you need to do on the day. But if the problem with you guys is that you look at the topic and you start writing. Of course, here you can do nothing. You can do nothing. So you simply generate some ideas like words. Okay, only words. Okay, and how I can highlight them. That's it. Now, maybe here it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Okay, your friend said, well, it's not available. Not. This makes the car not available, for example, 24.
Sometimes.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I heard the word. I heard a very good word. He said not practical. Okay. Okay, because.
Or daily. Not daily.
Okay, ممتاز. كفاية هذا. Okay, so expensive to buy. Okay, now it is very expensive to buy. And what is the problem?
The service for
costs much money.
Yeah, it costs a lot. Yeah.
السيرفيس مالها غالي.
Spare parts is very expensive.
يا هلا دو شو دخلنا في
تصليحها غالي بعد. قطع غيار غالي.
هلا شو دخلنا في expensive to buy. Okay, can anyone? This is the question. Stick to this idea. Yeah, can anyone?
All categories of
people. Yes.
People.
Okay, not affordable. Okay, for example, as your friend has mentioned, so for example, for everyone. Okay, so because there are rich people.
نقدر ناخذ سيارات أحسن منه يعني بهالمبلغ.
Okay, هلا قاعدين تبعدوا على الأفكار. No, I'd like you to stick to this one. It is very expensive. Now, what is the disadvantage in here? Well, not everyone can get, for example, this car. That's it. You don't have to, guys, to think beyond the بصراحة. Okay. Now, the last part is the conclusion. Now, here, what do I need to do? Well, I need to sum up my ideas. So these are the ideas. So here, I mean, in the body, so the advantages and the disadvantages, and I need to reinstate or reinforce my opinion. So here, sum up ideas. So they are already there. Okay, I'm not going to do anything, and I need to reinstate my opinion or reinforce my opinion. It is better. Reinforce. أكد عليه. So reinforce my opinion. Okay, so that's all I need to do, guys. Now, once you have produced this plan, and it shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes. But here, when you start writing, you will see that everything will be very clear to you. Now, this is your roadmap, guys. Okay, the roadmap that you need to follow. Okay, so this way, you will. Okay, you will see that writing will be very easy. Okay, now we're going to go through the third stage. Now, after we analyze the prompt, after we thought and we produce a plan, now we're going to put this plan into good use by writing our essay. Okay, this is done.
معلش أسألك.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where I should indicate my opinion in each word.
Oh my God. So look here. If you look at the introduction, what is this?
Okay, but in the body.
wait, in the body we haven't finished. Okay, so here, what is your opinion here?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Then, and
Stop.
then I said in the body,
Doctor,
what am I going to do?
some
I am
ideas.
going, yes, there will be some hints. What is
Yeah.
hint in Arabic? What is hint? Isharat.
إشارة.
Isharat, yes. So for example, when I talk about the advantages, if I want to buy this car, okay, I will, well, this is why, okay, I am considering, for example, buying an EV. I can say this. Is it clear?
Okay.
And here, well, these disadvantages deter me from buying. Now, this is my opinion. Okay.
Yes, okay.
But I will show you how to do it. I will show you how to do it. Wait, guys. Okay. Now, because we are going to write a whole essay together, I'm not going to write it alone. We're going to do this together. And this way, you can see everything clearly. Okay. Now, the first thing I need to do, so we're going to write the introduction. Now, this is my introduction. This is the plan. Okay. So we're going to stick to this plan. Okay, now, number one, I need to paraphrase the statement. Now here we have the statement, okay? And I told you, when you paraphrase the statement, you try to reward it, okay? And you keep the same or you maintain the same meaning. That's what you need to do. Now, how can we paraphrase number one? Electric cars. So we can change electric cars with e-cars, green cars, EVs, battery-powered cars, or plug-in cars, whatever. And we need to explain this, or to use another phrase, which means more and more popular. Now, how can we say this? And I will write it here. So next to the plan, okay, so that you can see what we're doing. Yes.
What the tense of the question?
هلا بسألك
Would you
سؤال.
consider?
لحظة. هلا, what is the tense, honey? Electric cars are. What is the tense?
Simple present.
Allah yarham waldik. So the paraphrase should be in the simple present. Is it clear?
يعني أبدا ما أغير التنس.
يا أخي لحظة الله يرضى عليك يا أخي ما تجنني. هلا أنا سألتك سؤال. What is the tense here?
Present. Simple.
Allah yarham waldik. When you paraphrase the statement, it must be in the present. باهي. هلا سؤالك أنت, would you consider? Now this is what you call the conditional type 2. Conditional type 2 لازم إجابتك تكون في conditional type 2. Okay, for example, تقول if I were to buy, have a conditional type 2. If I were to buy an EV, okay, مثلا I would do this. واضح؟ بعدين بشرحوا لي الconditional مو الحين. خلينا نكتب هذا. Stick to what I'm telling you guys. So I need to paraphrase the statement. Okay, number one, what should I write? Now this is what you call electric cars. Now the one who said this, what is he doing? شو سوى هو اللي قال هذا electric cars are becoming
green cars.
Guys, wait, listen to the question. Now here we have in the prompt, electric cars are becoming more and more popular and they seem to be the future of the automotive industry. Now here, this is a statement and it is made by someone. Now what is he trying to do? What did he make? This is what you call a claim, yes, assumption. Okay, very good, excellent. Okay, and the assumption is in the present, so I need to paraphrase this in the present. Okay, now what can we say instead of electric cars? What can we say?
Green cars.
Green cars. Okay, we will write green cars. Okay, now sorry, now how can we write are becoming more and more popular? What can we say?
Are considered.
Okay, يلا اعطيني جملة كاملة كلهم.
Are considered very common.
Okay, are considered very common. Okay, any other paraphrase?
Are becoming more famous.
Okay, don't use, okay, they are becoming more famous. خليته becoming. Okay, so here we can say, here we have an adjective, right? النصيفة. We can use a noun. Okay, they are what? Popularity. Okay,
turn in popular.
No. Here they are. Here I need you to use a verb. Do not use becoming popularity. They are
enhancing.
Widespread.
Look, try to use a word here. They are. It's
Widespread.
No. It starts with
Gaining.
Yeah, very good, excellent. بس فكر شوية. بس it's very easy. Okay, so we can say they are gaining popularity. Now here I have changed. Here we have an adjective, okay, and here we turn the adjective into the noun. لكن غيرنا الverb نقول to gain popularity. Okay, now green cars are gaining. الشاب اللي سألني على الزمن are becoming. This is what you call the present continuous. Okay, حافظنا عليه. Green cars are gaining popularity. Now this
يعني
is
إذا كتبنا يعني green car مثلا green cars have become very common يعني غلط إذا غيرنا
No, أنا ما قلت غلط. أنا ما قلت غلط أبدا. أنا I have never said. But أنا here you are not writing alone. I am writing with you and I am trying to guide you. Okay. So if you come up with for example a similar paraphrase but you do not change the meaning, it's okay. You can use a lot of things. Is it clear? So I can say أنا ما بحب أستخدم كلام صعب. أنا I could say مثلا green cars are experiencing a boost in popularity. بقى هذا صعب على الطلاب. لكن to gain popularity it is something very easy for the students. Okay, so I could have said
نستخدم further.
Yes.
Why should you? How can you use further here? Give me the paraphrase. زين على كل عشان ما نضيع الوقت. So green cars are becoming more popular. Now this is what I'm going to do, guys. So I'm going to highlight this. Now we're done with this one. And they seem to be the future of the automotive industry. Okay, now how can we write this? Yeah, go ahead. And they seem, how can we put this? And
Perhaps.
They are what? They are
expensive.
Yes, very good. They are expected to. Excellent. Okay. Now, here we're talking about, okay, to be the future. They are expected to. Now, what do we do for the future? We change the future. What does it mean? They are expected. Now, give me another word instead of to change. So it starts with an S. They are expected to change.
Shift.
Shape. Okay. They are expected to shape. Yeah, so we can say that they are expected to shape. Okay, to shape what? To shape the future. I told you, if you cannot change one word, keep it the way it is, as long as the meaning is very clear. So they are expected to shape the future. Here he said automotive industry. It is the future of what? Oh, it is written. The future of, yeah, the future of transport or the future of transportation. That's it. Okay. الكمبيوتر الذكي لأنه بيكتب بيعرف شو تبغى. زين. This is what you call the exact paraphrase of the sentence. Okay, now green cars are gaining popularity and they are expected to shape the future of transportation. Now, I told you that this is a claim. Why do you think I asked you this question? So you can use, for example, undoubtedly, without any doubt. So undoubtedly, or you can say admittedly. Okay, now this is because here this is something very general. Okay, so we can say undoubtedly or admittedly, green cars are gaining popularity and they are expected. Now here I think we have our gaining popularity, comma, and they are expected to shape the future of transportation. Or we can say and are expected. So which is better, guys? So to keep it this way or to use this form? We have two options here. Green cars are gaining popularity and they are expected to shape the future of transportation, or I can delete this one and I will say, for example, I will delete this one. Green cars are gaining popularity and are expected to shape the future of transportation. Which is better?
With the comma, it's better.
Yeah, okay, because here with a comma, if you use a comma, it means that you are producing what you call a compound sentence. Ahsanti, very good. Now, this is the way you should do when you are writing your exams. Okay, so
Mr.
yes.
If we remove the subject they, it's still compound?
No. If you remove they, okay, so it will become simple. It will become a simple sentence. Now, this is a simple sentence. This is the subject. The green cars, this is the subject. And here we have are gaining. Well, this is verb number one. And now this and this coordinated conjunction, it joins two verbs, okay? And are expected. Now here we have one subject, but we have a compound verb. Now this is what you call a simple sentence, because the simple sentence there are three instances. Also, it could you could have subject verb, that's it, or you could have compound subject and simple verb, and you could have compound subject and compound verb. Okay, now these are the three instances. So I said, now if you make it a compound sentence, because you are required to produce what you call, complex structures, and the more complex structures you have, and the more varied your sentence forms are, the higher your score will be. But providing that you do not make mistakes. Okay, now this is very important. Now green cards are gaining popularity and they are expected. Now this is better because here we produced a compound sentence. Okay, cool. Now what do I need to do? I need to answer my questions. Okay, so these are the two questions I have. What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of e-cars? You have to be very clever, guys. You have to be very clever. Okay, so you can inject, or you can use, or you can talk about two advantages without repeating the word advantages. There is no need for it. Okay, so how can we do this? Now we can say, for example, these, now here we said green cars. We will say these battery. Okay, these, we will change the subject. Okay, so to vary our vocab. Now these battery operated, or we can say powered cars. Okay, now we're going to introduce two advantages. Now these battery powered cars, now what about them? Here we said eco-friendly. Okay, make a sentence. Make a sentence. I don't know where yeah, they are environmentally friendly. Okay, these cars so are what?
Environmentally friendly.
Yeah, okay. So can we say eco-friendly? You know
Yes.
this? Okay.
Yeah.
Now they are eco-friendly. Okay. And now this is the other advantage. Now here we said, what is it? Where is it? Advantages. Yeah. And lower refueling costs. Now look, you have to keep the same structure. Look, they are eco-friendly and, okay. So here we have R is the verb, and cost, because here we're going to talk about the cost. And they cost less to refuel or more to refuel?
Less.
Okay, they cost less to refuel. Okay, you see here, we introduced the advantages. Now, a student, now this is the problem with the student. So they will write, well, the first advantage, I don't do this in the introduction. Do not tell me first and second. You see here, it's a very...
there is too many advantages, or there is
no need here, no need. Here, look, you're going to introduce two advantages. Okay, there are many ways to do this, but don't forget that this is the introduction, and your introduction should not be longer than the body. Now, the problem if you write an introduction which is longer than the body, now it means that there is a problem with your essay. Now, this is why here you have three questions. You have to answer three questions, and you have to be laconic. Laconic means you use very few words, but the meaning is very clear. Okay, now here I have introduced, the examiner knows that I have introduced two advantages. Now, this is number one, they are eco-friendly. Well, this is good. Okay, I will underline this, and cost less to refuel. Okay, it's very simple. Any student with a B1 level can come up with this sentence. Okay, very simple. Okay, now what am I going to do? I am going to introduce two disadvantages. Now I need to link between my sentences. I need to join them. So I need a cohesive device, adat rabat. So here, this one is about the advantages, the other one is about the disadvantages. So what word, what cohesive device can you think of to link the two sentences together?
In another hand.
هلا شوف قلت لكم أنا يعني on the one hand لو قلنا احنا هوني on the one hand these battery powered cars are eco-friendly and cost less. Okay, on the other hand قلت لكم on the one hand, on the other hand we use it when we join paragraphs but not within the sentences. So we can say
Turn off is
what?
However,
very good. That's يا أخي
where is
Conversely, on the
we can say conversely. أنا ما بعرف ليش تعقدوا الأمور. يا أخي think of very simple word. يا أخي حط لي بات فك على أمي. It is very easy, guys. يا أخي do not overthink the task. This is your problem. This is your problem. يا أخي try to think in simple terms. افهم إذا تفهم هذه. Okay, I have a sentence and now I'm going to use the opposite. Okay, I'm going to talk about the opposite. يا أخي, what word can I use? Okay, however, this is fine because in British English, okay, we should not start the sentence with but, because but is a coordinated conjunction. So however is the best choice here. Okay, so however, now I am going to introduce the opposite. I have taught you something. I told you the trade-off. I have taught you this word.
Ustad,
Yes.
we can use therefore either.
نعم.
We can use therefore.
Therefore ما ينفع. Therefore للنتيجة بس. للنتيجة. It is for the result. Okay. Therefore يعني it is like accordingly as a result. But here there is no result. Now here we are going to introduce opposite. Okay. We can say however. We can say but. بغيت تجمعها الاثنين تقدر تعمل although. Okay. ولا تعمل despite ولا in spite of. أنا ما أدري إيش تصعبوا على أنفسكم. يعني جد والله. ما تصعب على أنفسكم. يعني use very simple language guys. Oh my God. Use very simple. What?
We can use drawbacks.
You can. I told you you can use. Okay, now for example, you can say EVs or electric cars. Okay, have some advantages such as this, but this will be a very long sentence. Okay, I told you that in the introduction, try to be concise and precise. This is what I am teaching you. I am teaching you to think in simple terms. Think simply. Do not overcomplicate things. Things are very simple. And I don't know here, so all the words are very simple. Okay, and I will show you then when we finish the introduction. Okay, so we will see, for example, the level of complexity. I will show you how to do this. Okay, and you will see that it's a good one. It's a good one. Now, the most important thing is that you have to be very clear. That's it. Very clear. Okay, now the trade-off. It means the opposite side, or things that, for example, disadvantages. Now, what is the trade-off? Is that, and here we said two things, I guess. So now we said, okay, they are expensive. Now, this is one of the trade-offs. So we can put in this in a sentence. We can say, is that they, كمل يلا. The trade-off is that they, okay, they cost, yeah, what did you say? They cost more or less?
Too much.
Okay, more. To do what? To buy. Now, do you know a word which is better than buy?
Purchase.
Allah yarham waldik. Okay, now this way, it's okay. If you have some options, guys, and you want to change the words, okay, do it. But try to be very simple and think in simple terms. Now, however, the trade-off is that they cost more to purchase. Now, this is something which is negative. And now this, and the other one is they take longer. They take longer to do what?
To charge.
Ah, very good, excellent. To recharge.
To
You
recharge.
see, recharge. Okay, you see here, we introduced the two disadvantages and the two advantages, and we were very concise. We did not use many words. This is what you need to do. This is what you call clear. Now, when the examiner reads this, he will say, well, this is a very good student, and they can really craft an introduction in a very good way. Okay, great. Now, what are we left with? We are left with our what? With our opinion. Excellent.
There's another question also we should answer.
Which question?
Well, do you consider owning a car? Teacher, you can go up.
Yeah, where is the question?
Yeah, there is another question.
What are the advantages? We mentioned two, eco-friendly and cost less to refuel. And what are the disadvantages? So they cost, I will underline them so that you can see them. They will cost more to purchase. Well, this is one disadvantage. And they take longer to recharge. That's it. Okay, now I have answered question number one here. What are the advantages and disadvantages of a car? I have already answered this question. And then the second question is, would you consider owning an electric car? Why or why not? Okay, now I have to answer this question in the introduction. And my opinion should be very clear. And it should be consistent. It should be consistent throughout my essay. I should maintain the same opinion. I should never change it. Okay, and this is what you need to do. Now, to introduce your opinion, I will teach you something very easy. You can say personally, well, because this is your opinion, okay? And you have to use the second type, اللي هو the conditional. لازم تقول I would, ما تقول I will. So, because this is not real. Now, I would strongly, okay? So this is my opinion. And I will choose the easiest one, guys. So I would strongly consider. So being straightforward, consider what? Buying. Can we say purchasing here?
No.
No, we will use
No.
the
Why?
same.
Why?
Because we use it already.
Yeah, very good, excellent. أحسنتم. هذا اللي أبغاكم تعملوه. Because I have already used this word. Okay, so I should not repeat words over and over again. Now, as an examiner, when I go through this, I will say, well, this is a very good student. So they are trying to paraphrase the statement. It means that they understood the topic. Now, that's number one. They skillfully introduced, two advantages and two disadvantages without using a lot of words and without using اللي هم القوالب الجاهزة اللي جننتوني بيهم. Okay, so they will never do these things. ممتاز جدا. Okay, and they are giving their opinion and they know how to give their opinion. Well, personally, I would strongly consider buying. Okay, buying what?
E-cars.
Yeah,
And
very
EV.
good. Here, how many? Here we said the green car, and I think we have used the battery power, so we can say an EV. You see, EV, electronic vehicle, an EV. Okay, or an electronic. We haven't electric vehicle, so an electric vehicle. Oops. Okay.
أستاذ ما نقدر نكتب EV صح لأنها اختصارات تعتبر.
لا تقدر EV. This is a concept. This is what you call هذا نسميه الأكرونيم عادي تستخدمه مو اختصار. في فرق بين short hand writing وفي فرق بين الأكرونيم. أنت يعني if you want to talk about the UAE you cannot say the UAE لازم تقول United Arab Emirates. لا تقدر تقول أنا بحكي على إيش الشورت هاند رايتنج واللي هم الشورت فورمز. Instead of don't اكتب do not. That's what I said. لكن الأكرونيم عادي لأنه هذا من EVs معروفين اللي هم electronic vehicle. This is an acronym standing for electronic vehicle. ما هوش اختصار أبدا. واضح؟ Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Buying an electric vehicle. Okay, so buying an electric vehicle. Okay. For example, why? لازم I need to give some reasons. شوف, I will give you something very easy. أنت هوني you came up with two advantages. صح ولا لا؟
صح.
Okay. هلا شو بتعمل؟ You keep the same advantages. You keep the same advantages. Okay. So شو بتقول بالضبط؟ تقول an electric vehicle. Okay. For هذا من reasons بتاعك. For these very reasons. Okay. very reasons يعني هم الأسباب نفسها. Okay. هوني أنت you will تضرب عصفورين بحجرة. This is what you will do, guys. Okay. So I will mention only these things. لأنه the problem with some students before we started writing قال لك وين بكتب الopinion يحب يعمل فقرة كاملة على الopinion. Do not do this. Okay. Your opinion should be in the introduction. It must be very clear. هلا بعطيك مليون درهم if my opinion is not clear. Okay. And it is very easy. Any one of you, anyone يعني at the A1 level ولا the B1 level, they can write something like this. Okay. السؤال, why can't you write something like
كيف very reasons يعني it's referred to what?
Now for
very
these very يعني للأسباب نفسها يعني for the same reasons. Is it clear?
yeah.
هوني very. Okay. هذه كلمة C2. Okay. لأنه نستخدمها احنا very دائما للأدجكتيف. نقول مثلا very big. فهمت عليه ولا؟
أيوة.
إيه. هوني عنده استخدام ثاني. Okay. لما نشوف كار نقول لك this is the very car I would like to buy. This is the very car. شو يعني the very car؟
يعني السبب نفسها.
يعني بعينها. أحسنت. نفسها. أحسنت. هذه بعيني. This is the very person I talked to you about. Okay. هوني very عنده معنى ثاني. وهذا شو يتسمى هنا لما أشوف العبارة هذه. Okay. نقول هذا he is using vocabulary. Okay. in a flexible يعني بطريقة مرنة جدا. Flexibility هذه تقاها
in different types.
Yeah, very good. هذه flexibility in using vocabulary هذه تقاها في البند 9 في الآيلتس. أعلى بند. اوكي انا بعطيك هذا سهله جدا. في قد تقول for the same reasons. اوكي تقدر تقول for the very reasons. Now this is better. الحين راح اخذ باراجراف هذه. اوكي now I will بس راح اشيل هذول. زين راح اشيل هذول. زين هلا شو بتعمل انت؟ اللي راح يمتحن اللي ما راح يمتحن شو بيعمل؟ في اشياء بنعملها كويسه جدا بعلمها لك انا. هذه تقعد بعدين تدرس بها طول حياتك. اوكي باي. اعطيتكم البارح الموقع بتاع فوكابري بروفايلر. ممكن في طلاب ايه اعطيتكم الموقع صح؟ باي. هذا الفوكابري بروفايلر. اوكي اشوف الكلمات اللي انا كتبتهم. ها اوكي الحين شو بعمل؟ احط الفقره هون وباجي هون CEFR. هذا هو الكومن يوروبيان فريم ورك اوف ريفرنس. هذا اللي امتحنكم عليه. زين اشوف الكلمات اللي عملتهم انا. شوف هونيك شو اعطاني هذول كلهم B2 اللي باللون هذا B2. خليني اكبر الشاشه. اوكي اوه ماي جاد. اوكي نعم اعطاني كلام هذا B2 ممتاز. اكثر الكلام اللي انا كاتبه اوكي now it is dotted here and there. اوكي واعطاني B1 اللي هم هذول اللي بالاورنج واعطاني الازرق اللي هم A1. لكن عندي كلمه recharge well this is a C1 level. عندي الكلام اللي انا استخدمته. اوكي if I go to the table okay I will see this one 54% A1 18% A2 11% B1 11% B2 and C1 عندي 2%. ايه هون اتس اوكي لانك ديما الكلام راح تاخذه بتاع شو اسمه بتاع الكلام اللي هو الاي 1 اللي هو اسهل واحد. هذا اكثر شيء. ليش؟ شوفوا الكلام اي 1 ان ما تقدر تكتب جمله الا فيها ان ولا ولا ذا. اوكي and نفس الشيء are buying cars for green is longer. لكن لما انا هو شو بيعمل هذا؟ لما يحط لك جرين بروحها ما بيحط لك collocation. جرين كار ما بيحطها. This is the problem with this program. اوكي لكن جرين كارز مع بعضها تولي هذه C1. اوكي هو ياخذ words individually ما يعطيني بالضبط. الحين شو راح اعمل؟ راح ارويك تمشي الموقع الثاني اللي هو هذا الورد كاونتر. اوكي this one احط هذه I will enter this one. الحين اشوفه هونيك reading level this is a college student يعني طالب جامعة. اوكي مو هذا A1 ولا A2 لا هونيك طالب جامعة بيكتب. now this is very good. this will be at for example خلينا نقوله B2. انا راح اكتب معكم على B2. تقدر تغير كلمات تقدر تغير structure جمل راح تكون في C1. ما راح اكتب معك C2 لانك راح تقول صعب و I cannot do it. اوكي انا والله فكرت
يعني مستر اقدر احول النص لاي مستوى ابغاه.
كيف تحوله؟
يعني في موقع يحول لي النص اللي انا كتبته الى مستويات.
تقصد بارافريزنج؟
ايوه
لا بارافريزنج هذا بيعيد لك الكتابه نتاع النص مره ثانيه. هذا ما يعملوه طلاب الجامعه اللي بيغشوا. فيقول لك انا بدل ما بعمل كوبي بيست يعمل كوبي للنص ويروح بعدين البارافريز ويعمل له بارافريز. وعشان ايش؟ اللي هو الانتي بلاجيرزم سوفت وير does not detect them. اوكي this is what they do. لكن انت on the day of the exam انت وحدك ما راح تعمل ما ادري عاد اذا كنت تغش ما ادري انا تغش ولا ما شو ضروري بس انا اي دونت نو. احنا ما نستخدم هذه نستخدم الامور هذه في الامور العلميه الثابته كيف نتعلم الكتابه. عندي موقع اخر اللي هو هذا كويل بوت. هذا شو بتعمل؟ ادخل على جرامر تشيك هذا حط النص مالك. اوكي راح يقول لك شو الاغلاط اللي عندك شو الاغلاط اللي عندك. هلا عندنا one error هي مش error. انا بقول لكم ليش لاني هون انا عامل سبيس. اوكي قال لك ريموف سبيس. it is not an error. كل الكلام سليم ولا في غلطه واحده. اوكي كله صح ما في شيء. انت المفروض لما تبغى تشتغل and you want to write your own essay okay now before you submit it to the teacher بحصل فيها مليون خطأ لين اقراها وبدي ازور. زين يا اخي قبل ما تبعثها لي اوكي so try to copy your essay put it on this program اوكي وقول له يا اخي fix all errors صلحهم. بعدين read your essay again okay and you will learn from your mistakes. Now this is what you should do guys. Now learning is a process. يعني it is not one step. No, it's not like this. You can learn. You can teach yourself. Now these are very good programs. أما والله هذا يرفع لي مستواي واحد هذا ما بعرفهم أنا هالأشياء هذه. يعني أنت اكتب وحط يصلح لك أخطائك راح يرتفع مستواك. Now, if you get rid of some mistakes, okay, for sure you will get a high score. For sure you will get a high score. But I'm telling you guys, so when you are at home and when you are preparing for your exams, now this is the way you should do. Now, instead of sending me 100 mistakes, why? You could have done this alone, guys. So by copying your text, pasting it here, okay, so you will identify all your mistakes and see how they were corrected, and you can learn from your mistakes. Now that's what you need to do. It's very easy. Okay, now as I told you guys, now if you write a text or if you produce a text like this, now it will be maybe B1, B2, or maybe C1 if you try to change some of your structures and if you try to change some of the vocabulary. Okay, so this is the way. بس خلينا نكونوا منطقيين. إذا بتاخد B2, you are a very good student, and I told you here they will help you guys. Okay, so this is the rule. Okay, good. Now, as you can see, so that's what we did. We wrote the introduction, and as I told you, so your writing is the reflection of your thinking. Well, we wrote a very good introduction simply because we thought we know what we're doing. We know what, for example, we know that each sentence contributes to the overall meaning of the paragraph. Now, this is your roadmap. Okay, so you should know what you do. Now, from here, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to write one paragraph about this, and I'm going to mention these two things only. Okay, these two things. So I will highlight them. Eco-friendly. They are eco-friendly. That's number one. I'm going to write one paragraph involving two advantages, and they cost less to refuel. Well, this is the second one. So my paragraph will be about these two things. Okay, and however, the trade-off is that they cost more than what. This is the second thing. I will write another paragraph about this one. Okay, and I will include they take longer to recharge. Well, that's the other one. Okay, and my opinion, it will be scattered over here and there. That's what I told you. Okay, there is nothing like I will have to write one paragraph about my opinion. Now the reader wants to know about your opinion and about why. The why is here. Well, an electric vehicle for these very reasons. Okay, so for the advantages, we never buy a car for the disadvantages. Okay, so this is very clear. Okay, now we're done with the introduction. Now what are we going to do? We're going to write a paragraph about the disadvantages, the advantages. Okay, and do not tell me I am going to write no, the problem with I will show you the problem, but just give me some time. I will show you the problem that most of you guys fall into. So just give me a second. This is the problem. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, this is the MSAT, and this is the materials, and there we go. Okay, now here we have, now last night, one of you, I don't know who this person is, they sent me what they call qalib. They sent me a qalib. Okay, اللي set phrases. Okay, now you see the Word document. Okay, great, cool. Now, this is what the student sent me last night. Okay, this one, and I will show you why this can never be, or you should never do these things. Okay, look, this is what he sent. Okay, now look at this one. People around the world have different opinions on many issues. MashaAllah. What is the relationship between this statement and this one? One of these issues is شايفين هوني سهلة جدا اللي هي electric cars. اكتب لي electric cars. اوكي ممتاز جدا. خلصت المقدمة. خلصت بس. There are two groups of people. One is supporting the idea while the other is against it. ما شاء الله جاب العيد على قولة المواطنين. جاب العيد لما عمل ايه. Each group has طبعا هذه هو عملها غلط امبارح. It's okay reasons that support the idea they believe in. برحمة اللي خلفكم هذه تعتبروها مقدمة. هذه مقدمة. يلا انتوا احكموا بس. يعني انت الحين انت you are a teacher, you are not a student. Now if you have this one, if you have this introduction, okay, that we have just written together, Okay, and you have this one. Okay, now how much will you give this one, and how much will you give this one?
Of
I
course.
give 1 0 and the first one you give him high mark.
Now, did he paraphrase the question? Did he paraphrase the statement?
Because
No.
he is not talking about issues. He is talking about the opinion and agree on or disagree.
Nothing. You will find nothing. You will find no advantages. You will find no disadvantages. You will find no opinion. You will find nothing. Okay, now hopefully you have seen the big picture, because many students, I don't know, so maybe because they are weak at writing. Yani I don't believe that there is someone weak, and I'm not blaming you guys. Wallahi, I am blaming your teachers, because they have never taught you how to write. واقسم بالله انا قسم ولا احلف في يميني، اقسم بالله هذه اول مره تشوفوا استاذ يكتب معاك، وبتحدى اي واحد يقول لي بيكتب، والله بتحدى. Okay, they never do these things. They never do these things. Okay, and this is why students don't know what to do. لأن writing بصراحة it is a very easy skill. If you are taught the skill from grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, 4 حتى ل 12, يعني all of you guys have studied for 12 years, but no teacher has shown you how to write the introduction of an essay. Nobody, even teachers cannot write. يعني خلينا من الطلاب. Okay, anyways.
المدرسة علمونا بس ما كانت نفس هاي الطريقة، كانت طريقة ثانية.
No, they never do these things. I know them. Okay, anyways. Halhina, what are we going to do? We are going to write our body paragraphs. Now we're done with the conclusion. Now these are the advantages. Well, I have to write one paragraph, and I told you that each paragraph should have only one idea. Now the idea, it will be about the advantages. Now what do I need to write? The first thing I need to write, what is it? In my body paragraph, the first thing.
Topic sentence.
Excellent. So topic sentence. Now here, it must involve the two advantages. It must involve this one. Okay, now this one and this one. This is what you call the topic sentence. Okay, they should be together. Now I will write a very general statement, which is the topic sentence. Okay. Now I will teach you something very easy, very easy. Okay. Now you can start, for example, here there are. So very easy. Now we can say there are many reasons. Okay. Okay, خلينا بدل reasons. Now there are many. Do you know the word factors? You know the word factors?
Yes.
Okay. Now there are many factors. Okay, that place. Now this is an idiom in English. Okay, that place what? That place. هونيك قلنا green cars. عملنا green cars. No problem if you repeat them. No problem. That place. Electric vehicles, well, EVs, that place EVs. Okay, this is the idiom at an advantage. Okay, هذا الإيديوم استخدمه. Place something at an advantage. Okay, now this is an idiom that you can use if you want to write the topic sentence of a paragraph. There are many factors, okay, that place EVs or electronic vehicles at an advantage. Okay, هذه topic sentence. And I need to come up with another topic sentence. لازم تكون and they are, you know, at odds. واضح ولا؟ شو يعني at odds؟ يعني ضد بعض. يعني the other paragraph that I need to produce should be the opposite of this one. Now here we can say, for example, we said, okay, EVs, electric vehicles. Okay, yeah, electric vehicles, EVs, أنا غيرنا بالضبط. Okay, they have some disadvantages. Okay, I will try to show you the big picture, guys, because there are some students who don't know how to write a paragraph. For example, that maybe should be taken into consideration. We should consider these, you know, disadvantages into consideration. Okay, cool. Now, okay, but الحين نشوف هذه طبعا. Now here there are many factors that place EVs at an advantage. Now this is a simple sentence. Okay, لأنه أصل الجملة هي many factors place at an advantage. الثانية, electric vehicles, okay, have some disadvantages that should be taken. هذه دخلتها عشان أعمل complex. لأنه when you write, you should write with, you know, the criteria اللي هو المقياس والذي scoring rubric in mind. It's very important. Now, if this is simple, well, this one should be complex. Okay. Now, because they are opposites, only I will start with a transition phrase. Now, what transition phrase can we use between these two paragraphs, guys? Yes, the transition phrase that we can use. يعني اللي هو الفريز الانتقالي نقل لي من هذه لهذه. They are opposites. What can we use?
On one hand, on the other hand.
Very good, excellent. أحسنتي. نقدر نقول هون on the one hand. Okay. Now this paragraph will be talking about one thing. Okay. And on the other hand, well, this is the opposite. On the other hand. ممتاز. ممتاز. Now this is really cool. Okay. Now this is my paragraph. Yeah, this is one. There are many factors. What's the problem? There are many. Okay, okay, I forgot. Now this is a complex sentence. هذه complex. Okay, لأنه عندي هوني many factors subject وهذا ال R is the verb, and they have that. هذا it functions as NRP يعني relative pronoun, and it is a connector at the same time. Okay, بيكون subject في نفس الوقت. هذا subject connector. Now this is a complex sentence. ممتاز. This one is a complex sentence, and I told you that the more complex structures you use, okay, so the higher your score will be, providing that you use them accurately. Okay, ممتاز. Now these are my two paragraphs. One on the one hand, on the other hand. Okay, now and I'm going to write my conclusion. Well, this is the structure of my essay. I will write in conclusion. وما تتفلسف. في كثير من الطلاب يتفلسفوا يقول لك in the end. يا عمي ما تقول لي in the end. قول لي مثلا in conclusion, to sum up, in summary. Okay, now these are the phrases that you should use. Now when the examiner goes through my writing, this is the structure of my essay. Now they will see that, well, I have an introduction, I have a main body paragraph 1, I have a main body paragraph 2, and I have, used transition phrases that will help him understand what I'm talking about, and they can, navigate easily through my paragraph. So through these, what you call transition phrases, they know what I'm writing about. Okay, now this is it. Now what I need to do, now I'm going to include or to incorporate the two advantages, the two advantages, and I'm going to highlight each one by providing some explanation. And if I can, I will provide some examples. That's all that I need to do. Now things will be very clear now. So here, for example, now this is very general. It is about many factors. I'm going to join these factors together. I'm going to list. Okay, I can say for one. Okay, this is not very known. Most of the students will say firstly, maybe to start off, maybe to begin with. Yeah, you can say these things, but this is called listing. Okay. Now, for one, what are we going to do? We are going to write the first advantage. Now, the first advantage, and no, here this is about EVs. Now, for one, they are, now this card, they are renowned, or they are famous for, we can say, renowned is better, guys. So renowned, I think it is a high level word. Let me check. Okay, so they are, okay, I will check later. So they are renowned for example, their eco-friendliness. I will use a noun instead of an adjective. For their eco-friendliness. استخدمتها as استخدمناها as an adjective. Okay, now I am using the noun. Now this will tell the examiner that I am really good at using vocabulary. I know the form of the word. I know if I have to use a noun or an adjective, or okay, see here we say eco-friendly. I use it as an adjective. Well, now I am using the same concept but as a noun. Now this is very good. Okay. Now, in order to highlight this idea, I said, well, for one, they are renowned for their eco-friendliness. Oh, that's good. Okay, how can we highlight this? Now, if we talk about diesel-powered cars, are they eco-friendly?
Yes.
Really? We're talking about diesel-powered cars.
I know they are not.
Okay, so we're going to mention one thing about them. Now, this one, you have already mentioned this idea. I don't know where I put it. Yes, so it is this one, environmentally friendly, and here the insignificant discharge of green gases. Yes, so we're going to write this in a sentence. Okay, now we can write plug-in cars here instead of
Start again.
what?
Again. For one, they are
renowned for. Renowned for, it means famous for. Now, why didn't I choose famous for? خليني أقول لك. So here, for example, I will copy this one and I will insert it here. So I will insert it here and I will see, for example, famous for the level of the world. And okay, so here, so I will write renowned. Control V. Okay, so CFR. Okay, I get okay text. Now renowned, as you can see, guys. So it is a, you see, C2 word. It is a C2 word. Okay. Now if I write famous, famous is maybe A2 word. I'm not sure, but I know what I know is that renowned is high. You see A1, only A1. Now here, if you have the choice, if you know something, if I know that renowned for is, you know, higher, it's a high level word, I go for renowned for, which is a C2 word, okay, better than to use famous, which is A1 word. Now, if you have the choice, go for a high level word, but providing that they convey precise meaning. يعني معنى دقيق. If they convey precise meaning, go for it. If they do not convey precise meaning and you're not sure whether this word, you know, for example, is appropriate in this context or not, do not use it. Do not use it. This is what I'm telling you guys. But if you have the choice, okay, I liked one girl last night. She told me, teacher, instead of choose, I used opt. Now let's look at the word opt here. You opt for something or you opt to do something. Okay, now this is the CFR. The opt here, you see, it's a C1 word. Okay, now choose. If you opt for, if you go for choose instead of opt, now it's a, you see, A1 word. Now, this is what you need to do, guys. Okay, now this is a very good tool. I mean, this one, which is the vocabulary profiler. It's a very good tool. And, you know, it will tell you about your writing. You simply write something, you paste it here, you click the CFR, and you will see, okay, what level the word is. If you, I repeat, if you are 100% sure that the word is used appropriately, go for it. But if you're not sure, do not use it. The problem with some students is that they use, you know, bombastic words, you know, high level words, but they use them inappropriately, not in the appropriate context. And of course, this is counterproductive. يعني بيكون عكسي. الواحد يكون عكسي. Okay? Now we know, when we read, we know whether the student is, you know, able or shows good control over vocabulary or not. So we can do it. We know these things. Okay? So maybe here, because I have a choice, maybe because I am a teacher, but I am dead sure that there are many students who know the word renowned. Don't you guys? Do you know the word renowned? Or no?
No.
Yes,
Really?
if we don't know, also we can guess it because it's not.
No, without guessing it. But do you know it? Can you use it?
You.
It's
Yes.
the same thing, guys. It's the famous for or renowned. That's it. The same thing. Now, what are they renowned for? They are renowned for eco-friendliness. Well, what do I need to do? This is very general. What do you mean by eco-friendliness? I know nothing about e-cars. Okay. So here, what do I need to do? I need to highlight this idea. Now, and what am I going to do? We should, you know, because here you need to draw a comparison between these cars and or a contrast. Now, we will contrast them with, you know, diesel powered cars. So I will be very clear here in contrast to diesel. You know, diesel is not like this. Okay, diesel power or diesel powered cars. Okay, now here we will draw a contrast between them. Okay, now powered. Okay, diesel in contrast. Now plug-in, because here we have to highlight this. How are they eco-friendly? Well, we will show this. Now plug-in cars in contrast to diesel powered cars. Now, what is the problem with them? Well, it's not a problem. Well, do they release a lot of green gases or only little?
A lot.
A lot.
We're talking, how come it is a lot? We're talking about plug-in cars. I mean, EVs. In contrast to, this is to show the examiner that Okay, I am making a comparison between this and this. Okay, now plug-in cars. In contrast,
green gases.
yeah, very good. So they release. Do you understand the word release, or they emit? You know emit?
I know release for.
Okay, خلاص really بتعرفوا ها. So they release little. They release little or a few, green gases, greenhouse gases. So greenhouse gases. Okay, few greenhouse gases. Where do they release them?
To the ozone layer.
Into where exactly? Into the
atmosphere.
وحدها والله سبحان الله into the atmosphere. Okay, ممتاز جدا. هون قلنا they release few green gases into the atmosphere. Well, few is a very common word. Can you think of any high level word instead of a few?
Least.
Do you know significant?
Yeah.
Okay, now the opposite is insignificant. Okay, يعني negligible. Okay, so هذه أفضل. So this is a high level word. Now this is the way you should do it, guys. Okay, أول شيء target clarity. You see what I'm doing? Okay, I wrote a few. Well, that's the word I thought of. And later on I said, okay, this is a very common word. Do I know a better word? Well, insignificant is fine. Okay, now plug-in cars, in contrast to diesel-powered cars, release insignificant greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Well, this is good. Now here we are trying to explain this idea and highlight it. Okay, now what is the result of this? The result, النتيجة. Can you think of a result if you do this?
Global warming.
Yeah, okay, very good. Okay, now if you want to indicate a result, what word should you use? I mean signpost اللي هي سميها cohesive device. Therefore, very good, excellent, أحسنتي. أقدر أقول therefore. Is there any other word that you know?
As a result.
As a result, أحسنتي. Okay, نقدر نقول therefore. مش ناخذ اللي قالت البنية هذه. As a result. Okay. Now, as a result. Now, this. Oh, what's the problem? Okay. Now, as a result. Okay, so a result. Okay, good. Now, as a result, what's going to happen? As a result, okay, I will say here we use the word plug-in cars. I don't want to use it again.
Our environment will be healthy and there will be a less air pollution.
Okay, very good, excellent. Okay, now as a result, yes. So as a result, this, for example, electric.
Maybe we can say that this can help our environment to be
yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, now first, when you have an idea, okay, this is what I'm doing, guys. Okay, now this is not the final version. This is not the final version. I should target what you call fluency. Fluency طلاقة في الكلام. أول شيء أكتب بعدين أقرأ شو عملت وغير. Now this electric car. Okay, مثلا this electric car. Well, these electric cars now, which is better? I think these electric cars. Now, what do they do exactly? They, for example, these electric cars, maybe, do you understand the word contribute?
Yes.
يساهم, so they contribute. Okay, they contribute to مثلا improved air quality. This is easy, right?
Yes.
They contribute to improved or enhanced air quality. Okay, and the result of this, you can see we said result. Okay, now the result of this improved air quality, maybe I will make a complex sentence which will do what? It will maybe foster, maybe enhance. Yes.
Used, like improved in the past, like.
No, this is not the past. This is what you call the past participle, and it functions as an adjective. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, because adjectives in English we have 3. Now we have what you call common adjectives, and we have past participle adjectives, and we have present participle adjective. Like, for example, if you say bored, or if you say boring, well, these present and past participle. Now, this is improved air quality, which will foster, I think we said, a healthy environment. A healthy environment. Okay, but I'm not pleased with this one. These electric cars contribute to improve. Okay, we're talking about these cars. Okay, now I will say maybe I will change this one. Maybe this greener alternative. Okay, not to repeat the same words. Now this green alternative, and I will. This is an alternative بدل. This green alternative contributes. Okay, contributes to improve air quality, which will foster a healthy environment. Okay, now what do I need to do? So I will read my topic sentence, so and see whether things are logical or not. So on the one hand, there are many factors that place EVs at an advantage. Okay, what are they? Well, for one, now this is what you call a cohesive device, the rabat. So I will put them in, I will change the color of these. They are renowned for their eco-friendliness. Cool. This is what you call, guys, this is what you call the, it is the major idea one, because here normally this paragraph, I need to come up with two major ideas too. Now this is the topic sentence, and it is supported by two major ideas. So the one that we have already talked about in the advantages, so environmentally friendly, and here we talked about green gases, we talked about healthy environment. That's cool. And the second one is lower refueling cost. Well, this should be my second major detail. You should have two major details. This is the topic sentence, major detail one. Well, is it clear? For one, they are renowned for their eco-friendliness. Now, plug-in cars, in contrast to diesel-powered cars, release insignificant greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Cool. As a result, okay, now this is the result. So I will highlight it because this is a cohesive or transition praise. Now this is green alternative. Well, here I have made a case of this is not because I'm teaching. No. This is what you call a case of substitution. Now here, instead of saying, for example, electronic cars and plug-in cars, well, I used an alternative, or this is what you call substitution. اللي هو تغيير الكلام. And if you do this, you will get a very high score. It means that you're showing really skill and control over the words you're using. Okay. And we said, as a result, this green alternative contributes to improve air quality. Okay, that's fine, which will foster a healthy environment. Now, if you look at this one, they are renowned for their eco-friendliness. Now, I have written only two sentences, and they are very clear, and they highlight this concept. Okay, they really explained it in a very good way. Okay, now this is fine. I'm not going to look it over again, but only when we finish. Now, what do we need to do? We need to include the second one, which is here the advantages. This one, lower refueling costs. Okay, now we have to. This should be my second. This one here I said for one. Now, what
do you think there will be like enough time to? Because if we have enough time, we can like plan and think clearly.
Look. What am I doing here? I am teaching. Now, if I do this alone, it won't take me maybe 10 minutes, no more than that. Here, look, we are teaching. Now, this is the problem. Okay, what is the alternative for this one? What should we? Because here, no. When you learn these skills and you try it home, okay, I don't know, guys, if you're sitting, whether you're sitting for the exam tomorrow or maybe later on, I don't know. But I'm talking about those who are going to sit for the exam tomorrow. So hopefully, and this is why I'm here, I taught you 4 times this week. Okay, I'm supposed to teach only twice. But because you have an exam and you have a problem in writing, so this is what I am trying to clear out any misunderstanding. And hopefully you are benefiting from, what we're doing together. Don't tell me about the time. Now, this is something that we're doing together. So my purpose is for you to see how we come up with a piece of writing. It is not reading the prompt and then start writing. It's not like this. You see, I write something, I go over it. So maybe this word is better. Maybe I am not clear. Maybe the examiner will not understand me. This is what we are doing. Okay. You need to learn these skills when you're writing. Okay. You need to learn these skills. Yes, sir.
On the one hand, can you repeat يعني نعطي advantage واحد وبعدين reason صح؟ ممكن تعيد؟
I did not say this. I said we need to write 2 main body paragraphs. And I have written the topic sentence of the first one, and I have written the topic sentence of the second one, because this is what you need to do. Okay, on the day of the exam, you should not do this. Okay, now why I wrote both? To tell you that in the first paragraph, I used on the one hand, and I wrote 2 advantages. Now, the following paragraph, it will be about the disadvantages. So that's why I wrote on the other hand. Now, this way you will see that these 2 sentences are opposites. And what you should include here, you write a very general sentence, very general one. There are many factors that place down. This is about the advantages. Okay, cool. How many advantages have I generated? I have generated 2 advantages. Well, that's number 1, and that's number 2. I have already written about number 1. Now we are moving to number 2. Okay, that's what I said. Now in this paragraph, it will be all about the advantages, only the advantages. So I will write this one here, the second one. So here I said for 1. Now I want to add extra details. What should I say? Because I'm... Huh?
What is it?
Yes, what can we say?
Moreover. Moreover.
Moreover, very good, excellent, Ahsan, Ahsan. Okay, we can use moreover. We can use further. You know this expression, furthermore?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, now furthermore, it is not as frequent as moreover. Okay, so we will use this one, and I will highlight it. Well, this is my second one. Okay.
What do you mean?
نفس الشيء. يعني انت مش انت شو قلت؟ قلت moreover صح؟ moreover هي furthermore، نفس الشيء، إضافة إلى ذلك. تقدر تقول furthermore، تقدر تقول what's more، تقدر تقول besides، تقدر تقول moreover زي ما قلت أنت.
طيب نقدر نقول in addition.
In addition to, yes. So you can say that. In addition to that, you can say this. Okay, هما they say the same purpose. المهم إنك تستخدمهم بطريقة صحيحة. Okay. Now here, the electric cars. Okay, they have. Maybe so here, because we're going to talk about the second idea, electric cars. Now the second idea is about the lower fuel cost. Now yeah, this one, lower refueling cost. Okay, so we're going to talk about this idea. So I'm going to write the topic sentence, which is my major detail. So it's like a semi-topic sentence, or maybe a small topic sentence, call it whatever. So they have lower refueling costs. They have lower refueling costs. Okay, this is the same idea, guys. Here now we're talking about this one, lower refueling costs. They have lower refueling costs. Now if you compare them, okay, when compared, or we can say compared to, because here we used this is an adjective, okay, but it is the comparative. So normally I am comparing 2 things, and of course here you can compare them only to, you know, the power, what you call gasoline or whatever. Okay, here, so we should write compared to. We wrote power. We wrote gasoline, or I think, yeah, diesel powered cars. We don't want to repeat this, so we need to come up with another word that has got the same meaning. Okay, compared to, or we can say, do you know the word counterpart, guys? Counterparts. No, to their conventional السائد يعني counterparts اللي هو النظير. You don't know this? خلاص, you learn it. If you don't know it, you learn it. Okay, so because I don't want to repeat the same word. No.
We can use prominent.
What?
What does this word mean, counterpart?
نظير. For example, If you talk about the president of the UAE, نقول his counterpart in America is Joe Biden. Is it clear? Counterpart نظيره. واضح؟ Yes. هون استخدمناها conventional اللي هو المتعارف عليه. So عشان ما نعيد كلمة ايش؟ هذه diesel powered. Okay, we will change this. Okay, now electric cars have lower fuel costs compared to their conventional counterparts because here we said lower. Now this is what you call a it's a comparative. We need to compare. Okay. Why do you think why do you think, for example, they have lower refueling costs? Why? We need to introduce a reason here.
Since no need to use fuel.
Yeah, okay. Now, كيف نعمل a reason? Madam, this is what? This is because, right? Can we say this is because?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We can say this is because, or maybe this is because. I don't like the word because. Now, maybe this is due to that. Okay. Now, this is due. It is better than to say because. Okay. This is due to the maybe I think it's lower cost of electricity, maybe lower. So this is due to the lower cost of electricity. Because fossil fuel is more expensive than electricity, guys. Okay, so this is due to the low cost of electricity. Okay, in comparison with what? In comparison with conventional السائد اللي هم السيارات العادية. فهمت علي ولا؟
متعارف عليها.
ايه متعارف عليه conventional counterparts نظراهم اللي هم السيارات. عشان ما نعيد كلمة cars كثير استخدمناهم. بعدين I will go over the paragraph and try to change some of the words, guys. But the first thing you need to do is you target fluency. Try to write. This is very important. هذا أهم شيء. And when you give a blank paper, you will get 0. But try to write, because I think you will be using your computer, so you can go over things and you can fix them if you have mistakes. And do not care about mistakes now. Okay, so care about ideas. Now, this is due to the lower cost of electricity. We are introducing a reason here, and we said this is due to the, I will highlight it. Okay. Now, in comparison with maybe fossil fuel, because it is more expensive, or we can say with gasoline, and what is the other one? Diesel, right? Gasoline and diesel. Okay, cool.
أستاذ
Yes.
الحين لما نحن نكتب مثلا عندنا هني الإيكو فريندلي يوم كتب فريندلي يوم كتبناه شرحنا يعني شرح بسيط وعطينا سبب نتيجة لسبب صح؟
Okay.
يعني هذا اللي لازم نسويه؟
Yeah, this is what you need to do. So شوف أنت لما تكون عندك
لأن أنت قلت نعطي أول شيء نشرح بعدين نعطي example.
لا اوكي لا شوف هذه انك انت you give an example. Okay, now this is بصراحة to show you how you should develop your paragraph. Okay, and in one of my lectures I still remember that I told you if you cannot give an example, if the example is not specific, do not do it. But here how many examples have I given? يلا كم example أعطيت؟
2.
ايه أعطيت 2 لكني ما حطيت for example. Okay, لأنه ما بحب إنك تشوفي الأشياء. Okay, هم they should be integrated. Until you will understand them. Now look here. This is why when I talked about plug-in cars, I said in contrast to diesel-powered cars. Now this is an example, and I am trying to highlight this idea. They release مو بالضرورة كل مرة تحط لي for example. لأني I have read essays of you guys. Okay, so and I've come across the word for example 100 times. Now that's not good. حتى هذا if you can delete them, do not highlight them, no problem. Okay, so you can give an example, you can explain. The most important thing is that when you have an idea, you have to make it very clear to the reader. Now after you read this, okay, you can ask yourself your question, teacher, now this idea is still vague. I think it needs more explanation. Now, this is what you need to do. That's why when we finish writing this paragraph, we will go over it again and we will try to revise it for content and to proofread it for mistakes. Because you need to know one thing, that writing is a process. It is not a product. Product يعني منتج. تنتج أمه ضربة واحدة. ما ينفع. It is a process. And this is what I am doing. Okay, sometimes I go over what I have written. I change one word with another word. And I didn't like this word. I'd like to change it. This is what you should do, guys. Okay, now that's basically what you should do. Now, what do we need to do? Now we will highlight this point. Now here they are. Okay, they do not really, people who have EVs, okay, they do not spend a lot on petrol. Well, this is something good. Okay, this will help them do what exactly? Now we can say by opting for أحسن ما نقوله by choosing. Okay, now you opt for something. Now by opting, we can say by opting for electric vehicles. Okay, what will happen now? We can say people who own them, or we can say owners. Okay, people who own them, owners.
كتبناها فوق electric vehicle.
No problem, no problem. باقي مش حابين تفهموني. أنا قلت لكم when you write, do not care about this. The only thing you need to care about is fluency. طلاقة الكلام. اكتب، ما بتخلي الورقة فاضية. Is it clear? بعدين أنا لما شوف you have 40 minutes 40 دقيقة. Try to يعني when you prepare, okay, يعني try to engage in
Just 30 minutes. It's not
meaningful practice. بعدين timed practice. شو يعني timed؟ أنا لازم أكتب الإسي بخلي مثلا 35 minutes, no more than this. وخلي 5 minutes برجع بشوف. هلا بعدين بنرجع بنغير. Is it clear؟ أنا ما بحب أعطيك مثلا مرة قلت لك writing is not a product, مش منتج. لا, it is a process. يعني شو يعني process؟ يعني تكتب وترجع
عملية.
وتغير وتشيل this is what you need to learn, guys. بعدين هذه تولي skill, مهارة عندك وتولي a good writer. And you don't think that good writers, okay, they will, for example, take a pen and a piece of paper and they will write. No, it's not like this. It's a process. It's a whole process. Okay, زين. Very good. So by opting for electric vehicles, so maybe people who own them or maybe owners will be able, so they will be able to do what? To save what? To save? Yes, a big amount. You can say yes.
Save money.
Yes, a big amount of money. So a big amount of money. Well, this is why it is good. Okay. Now here, a big amount. Big. Do you know any other word which is better than big? I don't like this word. Big.
Enormous. Huge.
Yeah, huge. Yeah, huge amount of money. Okay, so or we can say substantial.
Significant.
Yeah, okay, significant. Yes. You know
Enormous.
substantial? Substantial? Big. Okay, substantial, yes. Considerable amount of money. You can say considerable amount of money, substantial amount of money. Okay, and of course, it's not within a day, so we can say here the word overtime. Overtime.
Okay. By opting, Mr. By opting هذا الجملة هذه شو هذه الجملة هذه؟
هذه نشرح احنا قاعدين الحين نشوف قلنا this is due to the lower cost of electricity in comparison with gasoline and diesel. But أنت تقول okay, the low cost. أنت what will you benefit when you have this car? How will you benefit? You will save a lot of money. Well, this is what you need to do. كل العملية انك تركب جمل على جمل. This is what you need to do. Okay? اسأل نفسك يعني you have to ask yourself questions. اسأل نفسك why, how. These are questions that the reader may ask. Okay, يقول لك هو this is due to the lower cost. Okay, أنت what will you gain when you buy this car? Because don't forget, and I said personally, I would strongly consider buying an electric vehicle for these very reasons. I need to highlight the reasons عشان لما أقول لك okay, and I will get it. The reasons will be very clear. And you will be convincing. هذا تسمى the art of argumentation. ما بعرف كيف أقولها بالعربي argumentation. إنك أنت you give your opinion and then you prop up your opinion with good reasons ولا cogent reasons. That's very important. الحين ليش بقول لك هذا؟ الحين إذا فكرتني خلينا ندخلوا شو؟ ندخلوا الرأي متاعي أنا. نقول مثلا أوكي Okay. Now it is because of how many reasons? Here we mentioned two. It is because of these two reasons. It is because of these two reasons. For example, that I am thinking of, or maybe I am considering, or I am giving, maybe I'm giving, yes, serious. عشان ما نعيد الكلام اللي هو بتاع consideration. So serious consideration, I have already used it. So maybe I will change this with thought. Yes, so serious thought. Give something a serious. Call it think twice. Do you know expression think twice? Yes, يعني فكر مرتين. So to serious thought to maybe purchasing this or an electric vehicle. Okay. خلينا نشوفوا هذه شو كتبت أنا الحين. Now it is because of these two reasons. Okay, reasons. Okay. خلينا هون نزيد ونعملوا ايش collocation guys. Compelling. Now these two compelling reasons اللي هما يعني أفضل. Now compelling يعني دافعة, reasons قوية جدا. Okay. Now compelling reason that I'm giving serious thought to purchasing an electric vehicle. Now I will ask you, what is the purpose of this sentence?
My opinion.
الله يرحم والديك, الله يرحم والديك. وهذا ليش قلت لكم you should never write a single paragraph about your opinion. Okay, احنا قلنا in the introduction, if you remember guys, قلنا I personally would strongly consider buying an electric vehicle for these very reasons. Aha, my opinion is in the introduction. Now, is it in the main body?
Yes.
Yes, very good. This is why I told you your opinion, guys, it should be everywhere in the essay. Okay, everywhere. And this is what you call, this is when you have an opinion, you have to maintain this opinion throughout your essay. Now, this way, the examiner will say, well, that's cool. Okay, so I know your opinion. You have given sound reasons, because here the reasons were very general. No, I said for these very reasons. Okay, what are they? Well, number one, I will save a lot of money. Okay, because electricity is, cheaper than, fossil fuels. That's cool. And these cars, so for example, I am aware of the environmental problems that we have, and I would like to contribute to, a healthier environment. Well, this will help me do this thing. So my opinion again, and this is why I told you it should be like a hint. It is because of these two compelling reasons that I am giving serious thought to purchasing an electric vehicle. And the same thing when okay, now what do I need to do, guys? So we're going to write paragraph number 2. Okay, the same thing, you should do the same thing, guys. Okay, now if I look at this paragraph, and here I need to remove everything I did. Okay, just to show you what is meant by paragraph development, I will delete these two things here. Oops, my God. Okay, now this one, and then I will try to see without revising what I have written. So I will go to the website and see my level of writing, so it can gauge it. Okay, so I will share this screen, this one. Yes. Okay, and okay, I will put my text here. Okay, and let's see how far here. Okay, good. Now look, guys. Now here we have the word, most of the words. Okay, so they are B1 and B2. You can see them. So the orange and the brown here, and we have a lot of words that are at the C1 level. Okay, so let's see if we have made some mistakes, maybe, because I did not check this. I don't know. Okay, so here we will see if we have some mistakes. Okay. Now we have one error. So because here by opting for electric, it must be vehicles. Okay, now that's the only one. Now this is what we call inadvertent. Now we did not pay attention. Now if we go over it, inshallah, you will avoid this mistake. Okay, now one more step. I need to go here to the word counter. Okay, I will remove this one and I will paste it. And you see, it is the same level, reading level. So this is college student, a college student. Now, this way, guys, you can check whether you are on the right track or not. Okay, that's the way it should go. Well, okay. Now, unfortunately, we ran out of time. Now it's 11:20. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Now, what you should do, guys, it is the same thing, the same thing. Now, if you look at this paragraph, you will see that I have a topic sentence here. This is my topic sentence. I will highlight it in red. This is the topic sentence of the paragraph. And it shows the examiner that you are writing with a good sense of paragraphing. So you have a topic sentence and you have what you call, these are called cohesive devices. So I will highlight them in purple. Okay, now for one, this is the first reason. So what I will do, I will delete these things. Okay. And then I need furthermore, where is it now? Yeah, this one. I will highlight it. Okay. Okay. And then what I will do now, okay, so I will highlight this one, so which is the major detail one, so that you can understand what I'm talking about. This is major detail one, and this is major detail two. Okay, I will highlight it. Okay. And what remains, guys? Now, these are what you call minor details. Minor details, what do? They actually, you know, they explain major details. Now, that's what they do. I will delete this one. And then furthermore, I will delete this one. Okay. And I will keep my opinion. Okay. My opinion, I will put it here in blue. Okay. Okay. Now, if you look at this paragraph, well, this is what the structure that you should have, guys. Okay, I have a topic sentence. Now, on the one hand, there are many factors that place EVs at an advantage. Now, for one, this is the first advantage. They are renowned for blah, blah, blah. The second advantage, electric cars have a low refueling costs compared. And my opinion, okay. Now, this is what you call the skeleton. Skeleton يعني إيش الهيكل العظمي. The skeleton of your essay. Okay, now this is the skeleton, الهيكل العظمي. شو ناقص الهيكل العظمي هذا؟ ناقص اللحم, the flesh. Okay, the flesh اللي هم minor details. Now, if I go back like this one, okay, like here, so now I have both the skeleton and I have the flesh. Now, this means what? This means that the examiner, when they read this paragraph, they will understand what you're talking about. Okay, and the most important thing that you should target when you are writing your paragraphs or your essay, it is a clarity. Now, you are writing with a good sense of purpose. If the examiner can, okay, see this purpose, so you know that, well, here you are trying to, you know, highlight the advantages, and then you end it up with, you know, your opinion, highlighting your opinion a second time. And here, the same thing, when you try to write about this paragraph, well, you should use two, you know, major details. And when you are done with the major details, though, the disadvantages in this case, you need, again, for example, to highlight your opinion. You could talk about the advantages, and then you can say, well, nevertheless, or however, I believe that, for example, these disadvantages or these drawbacks are not major enough, okay, maybe to dissuade me from getting an EV. Dissuade is the opposite of persuade. يعني يثبت بالعربية. عندنا persuade يعني يقنع, persuade, and the opposite is
convince. Mr.
نعم.
Synonym of persuade is convince.
Convince, very good. Yes. Now this is the opposite. Okay. You convince
But
someone.
ممكن ترجع عن لما قلت skeleton. What skeleton?
skeleton اللي هو الهيكل العظمي. skeleton
كيف يعني؟
يعني شوف، يعني هو الاساي بتاعك هذه فيها ثلاث اشياء. عندك اول شيء topic sentence، وعندي التوبيك سنتنس هذه it is supported، هذه التوبيك سنتنس مالي انا I will highlight them. شو اللي يدعمها؟ انا قلت هوني there are many advantages. قلت لكم التوبيك sentence it must have a subject and a treatment. Well, the subject is very easy. Well, I'm talking about EVs, well, electric cars. And what am I going to do with this topic sentence? Well, what is the treatment? Well, I'm going to mention some of the advantages. اللي هم اثنين. Okay, ممتاز. أعطيهم لي. هذا one. This is هذه يسميها major detail الكبيرة. But this is not explained. This is general. It tends to be general. والثانية, this is number 2, and it is very general. Okay, هذا من الاثنين general. الحين this is, and I have my opinion here. I have my opinion. This is the skeleton اللي هو الهيكل العظمي مال الفقرة متاعي. هذا اللي بالأسود، كل اللي بالأسود هذا عبارة على إيش؟ الفليش، عبارة على اللحم. هيك لازم يكون في الباراجراف structure. عشان تقول لك الاكزامينر you are writing with a good sense of paragraphing، لازم يكون عندك topic sentence وعندك supporting اللي هم details. هونيك يكونوا major details they support the topic sentence، وعند minor details what do? They explain the major details. هذا كلهم they are a whole. I have signposting. The examiner knows that this is number 1. He will jump, or they may jump to number 2. Well, this phrase, it will help them. Okay, navigate easily through my paragraph. They will understand all the ideas. Okay, لكن شوف هوني الفول ستوب موجودين، الكومز موجودين، complex sentences موجودين. Everything is there. If you write at this level, guys, sorry, you may score C1. Okay, and if you really try to change some of the structures and you try to change some of the words, okay, although we have some C2 words here scattered here and there, which is really cool. Okay, but the problem with the students, okay, they do not care about punctuation. They do not care about the sentence structure. When you read the sentence starts here and it ends here and no full stops. Now this will not help the examiner, okay, get your message across. This is the problem. Now when you're writing, guys, think of these things. Okay, so just do the way I showed you how to do these things. I have never planned for this, so it came like that. Okay, so I wouldn't say, well, this is ideal, but I would say, well, this is acceptable. Now this is acceptable if you are someone who can write like this. And the most important thing is that you should target clarity, al-wuduh. If you are very clear, you write good topic sentences, you develop these topic sentences into ideas, and each paragraph should have one idea. Now, if I talk here about this paragraph, well, it is about the advantages. It's only about the advantages. So my opinion, yeah, so I included my opinion because this is why I am thinking of, getting an EV. Okay, which my opinion is here in the introduction. It is also reflected in the 2 body paragraphs like hints. And when I write my conclusion, so my opinion will be there. So for example, as a conclusion, we can say here, in conclusion, I will do it verbally. Okay, because we can say that now anything. So, or for example, any technological advancement or any innovation, like any technological advancement, electric vehicles, we can say like electric vehicles have maybe come with their own sets of pros and cons. Okay, now this is very general, so they come with their own set, or they have advantages and they have disadvantages. This is very general, the first sentence. Okay, however, or I'm going to repeat my opinion, I should to reinstate it and reinforce it. I could say, well, however, because of, for example, the eco-friendly nature and long-term cost saving potential. Well, these are the 2 reasons. I repeated them in other words. So because of these two things, I would buy an electrical vehicle when the chance or the opportunity arises. ممتاز جدا. What about the disadvantages? You did not mention them. Well, I could say, well, for example, I'm optimistic. يعني متفائل. You could say I'm optimistic that the disadvantages, they were about the high cost. So, for example, I'm optimistic that the price of these cars will go down or will decrease. Okay, and that the recharging time, this is the other issue, the recharging time will be reduced. Okay, so here, this is a very clever way, okay, to present your opinion. Well, maybe in the future things will change. Asal enta, you did not get the car. So maybe, for example, in 3 or 4 years time, okay, things will change. So maybe the price will go down, and maybe, for example, the recharging time, it will be reduced, maybe to to 10 minutes instead of 30 minutes. Okay, so خاطر هو السؤال ما قالكش انت، قال لك would you. Now this is only a consideration in the future. Okay, yeah, I will do that. Even in the disadvantages, okay, so you show the examiner that you are very optimistic. And this is why I told you guys, when you plan, do not choose things that you cannot write about. So choose very simple ideas that you can explain. Okay, this is what examiners are looking for. They are not looking for, big ideas. No. Do you know how to structure out a paragraph? Well, that's what they're looking for. Do you know how to structure out an essay? Well, that's what they are. Do you understand the writing prompt, and you can paraphrase it, and you can answer the questions in the introduction, and then from the introduction you develop your opinion. على خاطر هذا لو مش موجودين, if they are not here, you can never, okay, develop the ideas in the body. How can you do? Yani like this person here, I don't know where I put him. I don't remember where I put this. Okay, the one that gave you بالقالب هذا شو, what is he going to develop in the introduction. بالله خليني ألحظة شوية, لأني أنا أموت من هذا الواحد اللي يقول لي عندي قالب. زين, خليني أشوف القالب شو كاتب في البودي, لأني ما شفته. I am not interested والله, يعني أشوفه ليش إن شاء الله, بس خليني أشوف شو كاتبين في القالب هذا. زين, خلينا نشوفه, بلكي عندهم حاجة كويسة, ما أدري. زين, خليني أشوف. where is it. القالب الزفت.
عادي تقول بس تكتب ويانا الخاتمة بس.
الخاتمة خلاص, لأني بدي أنام. شوف, ما في فرق أصلا بين الخاتمة وبالواحد, ما في the same thing. ليش ما تكتبوها أنتوا زين وتطرشوا هذه؟ هلا ابني يقول لي الساعة 11 أنت قلت بتخلص. أنا بخلص الساعة 11. يعني أنا when I teach here everybody is يعني in their own rooms. wait بس أعطيني لحظة بس خليني أشوف. Okay, now look for this one. هذا ما أدري تشوفوه ولا تشوفوا القالب هذا. هذا القالب. زين, people around the world have different one of these uses. هذه عملناها. شو بدهم بعدين؟ خليني نشوف البادي كيف عامله. Each body has its reasons. اوكي, هذا البادي. اوكي, هلا on the first, هذه ما في on the first hand اللي هي on the one hand قصده. On the one hand, people who are supporting the idea of electric cars. زين, بس شوفوا بس عشان تشوفوا ايش كم انا بقاسي منهم. EVs. EVs have the following reasons. First of all, ممتاز, they believe it is a good idea because, وحط انت اللي بدك اياه, because مثلا they are economically, they are ecologically, okay, they are ecologically friendly. Okay, ممتاز, حطيناها, ممتاز. Because they, in addition to that, think. They think ممكن قصد ما أدري شو. They think it is a great because شو, because الثاني, because مثلا they
save money, save fuel.
because okay, they can save money. ممتاز. Okay, بعدين moreover it has a positive point because خلاص احنا عملنا اثنين بالضبط. هذه شيلها, لانه انا ما بحب, لانه ما بتقدر. هذا يدخلهم لك هيك كلهم لانهم عبارات واحد, واكتب انت 4 كلمات وتوصل ل 200. on the other hand, that's another paragraph. الحين if you look at this one, زين, الحين if you look at this one, انا رويتكم كيف تعمل شو اسمه هذه الثاني بتاعه. انا رويتكم كيف تعملوا شو اسمه تشوف الباراجراف الكويسه, انك تشوف السكيلتون بتاعها. سكيلتون يعني الهيكل العظمي. هلا باي هذه on the one hand, people who are supporting the idea of EVs have the following reasons. First of all, خلينا نقولوا هذه, شوف هذه topic sentence. اوكي, زين, ممتاز. هذه topic sentence انا بعملها بالازرق, وهذه الفيرست ديتيل وان اللي هي الميجر ديتيل وان. First of all, they believe it is a good idea, وكلمة good idea ما شاء الله, because they are ecologically friendly. اوكي, زين. الحين where is the explanation? وينهم الجمل؟ لازم أقل شيء 3. وينهم؟ Nothing is there. In addition to that, they think it is great because they can save money. الحين باي, where is الواحد؟ هذا شو موجود بس العظم. ما في أصلا, لأنه ما بيقدر يكتبه, ما بيعرف. And this is why here, these people, when we are grading papers, we know that this is not their writing. Okay, now this is why here that we never get above the A2. مستحيل لو بيموت اصلا. اوكي يعني A2 عشان ما نقولوا غش، لانه شوف يقول لك اذا غش يقول لك اكتب غش واعطيني شو اسمه، اعطيني الموقع اللي غش منه. اوكي we cannot prove this، لكن we can prove that. حتى هذول we cannot prove them. يقول لك اعطيني الدليل انه هذا واحد. الدليل انه هو ما بيعرف يكتب بعدين، يعني لو خرج شوي خلاص غرق ما يعرف حتى يستخدم الكلام ابدا. بقى. على كل اتمنى انكم ايش استفدتوا. بالنسبه للبنيه اللي قالت لي اكتب لنا مين طلب مني اكتب شو اسمه، هلا راح اصلي العشاء وراح اكتبها زين واطرشها لكم. Is it clear؟
كمل السيف والطرشة التليجرام.
نعم ما سمعتك والله. هلو
دكتور كانت تسألك لو بتطرش اللي بتكتبه على التليجرام أو لا.
ايه I will do that, no problem. Okay, so I will write it in a while and I will review what we have written together. راح اراجع اللي كتبناه مع بعض لاني ما رجعته. اوكي راح اراجعه. زين نعم.
If I forget the structure, you explain to me what I need to do.
Which
The structure of the paragraph. Of your of paragraph.
And I did not give you any structure. أنا ما بعطي structure. أنا بكتب ممكن بعدين أبعث لكم واحدة ثانية أغير فيها والله.
listen. أو الدرس أقصد الدرس الحصة يعني. If I forget what I need to do.
يمكن يقصد تسجيل
الحصة الدرس أقصد.
تكون الحصة مسجلة تقدر تشوفها عقب.
أنت you're talking
يعني
about لا you're talking about today's lesson.
أيوة يعني لو نسيتها شوي كذا شو أسوي؟
لا
أفضل حل.
This one is recorded. Okay, so I will send you the link to the recorded version of this lecture. Is it clear?
أوكي دكتور يعطيك العافية ما قصرت.
الله المفيد إن شاء الله تكونوا استفدتوا. يعني إن شاء الله يعني.
أخذنا وايد أستاذ ما قصر.
جدا مفيد وواضح، يعطيك العافية يا رب.
الله يسلمكم والله.
The best way to remember this lesson. What's the best way?
The best way to remember is to forget. Okay? If you want to remember something, forget it. لأنه learning is not about remembrance. يعني مش هو تذكر. لا learning لا. It is not remembrance. أنا ما قلت لك أحفظ أي شيء من الكلام هذا. You should not do.
مش أحفظ لا. يعني أقصد مثلا النقاط اللي قلتها وهذه الأشياء.
لا أنا بقول لك شوف أنت when you write your essay, okay, so you should think of these things. Okay, هذا مهم بالضبط. شوف البلان هذا اللي عملته وأنا مشيت عليه. Okay, now plan. Now, for example, I'm going to write an introduction. Well, what do I need to do? هذا ما تنساهم، هذا مصورهم حتى بالموبايل. I need to paraphrase the statement. Number one, I need to answer the questions. Okay, هذه number one. البادي advantages. Well, هون شو لازمني هونيك عشان اكتب الادفانتجز كلهم لازمني topic sentence. على كل واحدة A بدي major detail بتكون زي topic sentence بعدين أشرحها. Number two major detail 2 أشرحها. أنا بقدر أكتب لك structure يعني من عندي مو بهذه ما بعملها أبدا. أقول لك الباراجراف structure بكتب لك paragraph structure. Okay. Sorry. Now this is the paragraph structure. I will write number one topic sentence. هيك بكتبهم topic sentence. وبعدين هيك. اوكي بعدين major detail 1 هذه اعتبرها major detail 1 اوكي 1 اوكي بعدين هيك بعدين بقول لك explain in 2 3 4 ما يهمني فيك انا كم تعمل explanation المفيد توضح الفكره. اوكي وما بالضروره تكون يعني explanation وتقول لي example no this is not. المفيد اكتب 3 جمل وضح فكرتك. اقرا اللي كتبته هل is for example what I have written does it make sense to the reader? If it makes sense it's okay. No استغرب من واحد يقول لي كم جمله بكتب. قلت لكم الباراجراف it should be مثلا 4 to 7 sentences. لا انا ما قلته ما تقولني ما لما اقول هذه واحده. انا قلت ideally it should be يعني between 4 to 7. هلا بعدهم والله اني ما حسبتهم 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 5 and then 6 7 8. اوكي 8 ليش؟ لان دخل فيها هون عندي اللي هي الاوبينيون. اوكي they are 8. 8 is fine. انا قلت ideally يعني عشان ليش؟ لانك if you write long paragraphs the examiner will get bored and they will not understand your ideas. لأنه هون ما تنسى I have one main idea اللي هي the advantages and I have two advantages. This is the first advantage clarified, the second one clarified, and the opinion. Okay, so the three of them. This is why probably I wrote 3 sentences. But if there is no opinion, خلاص بشيل هذه. No need for it. No need. Okay, there will be 7. I said ideally it's between 4 and 7 sentences. Now this is the ideal paragraph. The examiner will not lose motivation when reading. Okay, and you are always introducing something which is new, and you will avoid what we call repetition and regurgitation. Regurgitation هو الاجتراء. زي الخروف الواحد يبدأ يجتر في المعلومة. Regurgitation is not good. Okay, so if you said something, do not repeat it. Well, that's what you need to do. One idea, 2 ideas, that's it. One explanation, 2, that's fine. إذا كان بتكثر يولي ممل. Okay. Now, if you look at the first one, this is the major detail. I wrote 1 sentence, and this is the second one. Only 2 sentences to explain. That's it. I don't need 3. I don't need 3 because here I have 2 advantages. If I have only 1 advantage, okay, I will write a lot of things. Okay. Now, this is the structure that I will give you. As I said, topic sentence, major detail 1, explain, maybe 2, 3 sentences. The same thing, then major detail 2, and the same thing, you need to go through the same process. And you need to explain, and you need to highlight your ideas. That's it. This is what you call major detail. And when you explain, now you have, this is through adding what you call minor details. Minor details. Minor details اللي هم التفاصيل الداعمة بس. Okay, هذا they could be 2, they could be 3. Now, if you think that you have, the idea is very clear, that's it. You stop. Now need to go on. And that's what you need to do. This is why I cannot tell you that there is one structure that you need to follow. And there is one thing, guys, that I cannot teach you, which is your style of writing, the way you write. هذه تختلف من واحد لواحد. And this is why, writers, they vary from one person to the other. So I may want to read, for example, to Mikhail Nuaima, but I don't like to read to someone else. Okay, now this is called the style. This is not something that you can teach to students. This is something that you can acquire through reading, a lot of reading. And people who read normally, so they read a lot, so they can write effectively. Because reading is the input phase, and reading is the output phase. Reading is it's a skill, and it's a receptive skill. We receive the language through reading and through listening. And then productive skills, they are 2, speaking and writing. Normally, those who do not read, okay, so they are not, their productive skills, لهم writing and speaking, لأنه لا يسمع. Now, if you want to be a good speaker, you have to listen to English. And if you want to be a good writer, you have to read English. Okay, but if you are someone who doesn't listen and who doesn't read, of course, you will never enhance your productive skills. This is impossible. This is impossible. Now it's like math. 1 + 1 give 2. Okay, خلاص guys. يلا, Allah يعطيكم العافية. Thank you very much for attending. And I will try to write the paragraph and the conclusion, and I will send the whole essay, inshallah, on Telegram. يلا, good night.
صارت
حياكم الله. شكرا. السلام عليكم.